Welcome back to the desk. We are thrilled to have Raven and Treyarch joining us now to talk about updates that will be coming to us in Season 1. I'm excited to welcome to the desk Pete Actipes, Lawrence Metten, and Ted Timmons. And some of the gameplay we've seen has been awesome so far.
Yeah, you guys having fun?
Oh, this is fantastic.
Let's loosen up a little bit over here. Let's chill out a bit. I saw Ted walk out. He was taking pictures. Walking around with a was it a disposable camera?
You got to do it for the gram, right?
You got to do it for the gram. That's how you know we're in the 90s. All right, well, gentlemen, we have had a chance to cover a lot of the global systems that we're going to be seeing in Black Ops 6 today. Of course, that includes Omnimovement. Said it like 1,500 times now, and for good reason, because it really is a big deal, and it is coming to Warzone. We've seen some incredible moments there, Pete. I mean, really, this is just changed the way that we play the game.
Absolutely. So for this year, our core design pillars really revolve around fluidity, simplification of systems, and player agency. So when we heard about Treyarch's global systems coming this year to Black Ops 6, we were really excited about the play potential that this could bring to Warzone, specifically with Omnimovement, right? So if you think about it, just having the ability to dive, slide, and sprint in any direction, it's a real game changer. It's going to add a new dynamic element to multiplayer. We've seen it in the first match already. Like, it's just going to go bananas.
It's basically just the way I'm going to lose all my ones. It's because of Omnimovement. I'm telling you. I can't wait to get cooked, though.
Omnimovement is just one of the many systems, global systems. And one of the most exciting new features that will be debuting across the titles are global weapon builds. Lawrence, you of life's changed. What does it mean for players?
Yeah, so global weapon builds make it easier than ever to create and maintain and access your weapons wherever you play, whether it's multiplayer, zombies, or Warzone. Every gun you create build by default and connected everywhere you can use it.
Everywhere.
So you can slot it into a loadout. If you make an edit to that global weapon build, it applies everywhere it's equipped.
Amazing.
Massive.
No longer going
Holy
in
crap.
one by one, loadout by loadout, and keeping your guns up to date. Global weapon builds also exist outside of loadouts. So if you swap, let's say, your short-range XM4 build out of a loadout in exchange for maybe a Tanto SMG, but you can go back to that XM4 at any time. It's a permanent creation and really makes it easier than ever for players to maintain their guns. And if you're that player who jumps into Black Ops 6 at launch, has your favorite guns, has your favorite weapon builds, when Season 1 drops and the Warzone integration happens, you can easily bring over all of those guns.
That's huge.
Super easily.
I think
absolutely huge.
Yeah. I mean, be the meta in the room at the moment, ironically. But
I know, it's great. You're hearing everyone talk about it. It's wild. But now we have a lot of things that are coming, over as part of, the shared experience that we're going to be seeing with Black Ops 6. And there are going to be a few specific things as well that we're going to be seeing, like perks and loadouts. They're going to be working a little bit differently, in Warzone. So, Pete, why don't you just take us through that, how that's going to play out, how that's going to look for the players?
Yeah, there's quite a few changes happening this year in terms of loadouts.
Okay.
First and foremost, wildcards are coming to Warzone.
Ooh.
We're really excited about this because we really feel that this is going to be disruptive in a good way to how players kind of strategize and think about which loadouts to take and how they build them. So the two that we're showing off today are Overkill and Gunfighter. So Overkill is back. Used to be a perk, but now it is a classic, and this time it lives on as a wild card. So for those that don't know, Overkill allows you to take 2 primary weapons with 5 attachments on it. You might want to do that. Like, there might be an engagement that you might want to get into, and you have an AR, SMG, sniper, shotgun, whatever suits your fancy. You can make that choice right there and then. But if you don't want to do that, we're also showing off another wildcard today, and that's Gunfighter. Gunfighter allows you to have 1 primary weapon and 1 pistol, and the primary weapon can have up to 8 attachments. So if you really think about it, if you take the right kind of weapon and put on the right type of the tide in a fight.
I have a feeling a lot of people are going to use Gunfighter.
Absolutely. We also have more that's coming, and we'll talk about those as we get closer to launch.
For sure.
Those wildcards
Oh, that's cool.
Yes.
That's cool.
So more coming as we look to the live seasons post-launch. But Ted, one of the things perks and, you know, kind of look at how we might use them for this chapter.
Yeah, so our design team looked at the equip rates of all of the perks over the last year and just how players have used them. And we've taken like what would previously have been like bottom tier perks, clearly not much value, combined some of them together. Some examples being we took Combat Scout and Tracker. So for anyone who's familiar with it, Combat Scout is when you hit someone, you ping them, and we've combined them together just to be Tracker because it felt like it's really one that everyone in here is going to love. It's got a new name, Sprinter, and we basically combined what would be movement perks from the previous game. There's a perk that we have in the game at the moment where when you're downed, you move quicker. And then on top of that, we've added infinite attack sprint.
Oh, boy.
So we think that's going to be a huge pick rate. And in the pre-brief, when we talked to some of the creators, the eruption for that piece was just phenomenal. So.
With Omnimovement on top of all of that, we're going to see some pretty exciting movement in the game. But Lawrence, one quick thing I want to touch on. Classic Prestige coming to Warzone. This is new for us.
Yeah, so Classic Prestige in Black Ops 6 is truly a global system. Whether you're playing multiplayer, zombies, or Warzone, you're earning XP towards your next Prestige. And we've never had Classic Prestige in Warzone. It's a first for the franchise. Really excited to see how Warzone players engage with the system.
Wow. I'm the fact that Prestige is just going to be there in general. To one area, I'm stoked. I'm in. This is great. This is great.
And it's not the only thing that we have in Warzone, because for the very first time, Warzone is getting its own dedicated. Pumped about this. We're seeing these mastery camos right here. They're sick.
Yeah, so I mean, as you guys have been seeing through the broadcast, we've been going big with mastery camos this year. We have an updated camo system, and for the camos you can only earn in Warzone, camo challenges geared towards things you can do in Warzone. This is your first look at Abyss.
Sick.
It's dynamic. It changes when you shoot it. For all new master Warzone.
Yeah, I love all the dynamic camos that we've been seeing here. Really creative, just fun. You know, always a little special thing you get when you shoot your gun and you see colorful things pop up. You know, it's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling. All right, now we have a lot to be excited for in this chapter, but especially in terms of what's going to be coming with Black Ops 6 here. But you know what? I like new features. What could we be expecting here coming to Warzone in regards to like new features here? Who wants to take it?
So the big one, it's like a new old one. There's no more backpack.
Oh, okay.
So this will be a huge change to the way that the game is played. We really reflected on the last 3 years, and I'm not kidding. We had like a 3-day design meeting on the backpack. And it just gave us an opportunity to like look at the history of Warzone today, and we really felt that with all this fluidity that's coming in with this brand new Black Ops 6 experience, did we want people like stowing stuff and doing inventory management, or do we just want people to like pick stuff up smoothly, run with it, and just go with it? So we're really excited about this new old play style.
What's old is new again. Yeah, love it.
Always. We see here on screen that with the backpack changes, we're returning to the original armor satchel and also the ammo storage in terms of inventory.
Yeah, and you know, as Pete was saying earlier, this like player agency, fluidity, etc. It just gave us that chance to think about, okay, the backpack had a ton of positives. Some of those were that you could carry more ammo, could carry more satchel. The OGs might remember there's now this ammo satchel, and the best part is that they're additive. So if you find one, you can pick it up, find another, pick that up, and you're just constantly making yourself better. The same goes for the perks. I don't think we really touched on it too much, but a number of the perks that people can equip in the loadout menu can be found in ground loot.
Oh.
And again, they're all additive.
So they're stackable. You can stack the perks that you're picking up out of the ground loot.
That's also going to change the sandbox.
For the real hardcore players, they're still specialists. So don't worry, they're still the one thing to bind them, I guess. The one perk to bind them.
Don't worry. Yeah, we've got it. We got it. Now, again, there are things we've been introduced to that are coming to Black Ops 6 that are also coming to Warzone. But again, they work a little bit differently in Warzone as a mode. They've been tuned up specifically for the BR Resurgence experience. And one of those things is dedicated melee, Pete?
Yeah, so we're really excited about bringing the dedicated melee back to or into Warzone. So this is a new feature that you'll see in your loadout when you go and customize it. The cool thing about this is right on rip, if you drop in, you will have this as part of your default loadout. So once you land, you can equip the dedicated melee by holding the melee button down. The best part about it is when you have it equipped, you will also get unlimited tack sprint.
Oh, snap.
So this is our second way of giving you unlimited tack sprint, right? And what we love about this is now you have more agency, more options and strategy in how you want to play. So if you find yourself in a situation where you need to rotate, if you need to get out of a sticky combat scenario, or if you want to make a tactical advancement somewhere, you can. And the cool thing here is once you customize your loadout, you can customize your dedicated melee as well.
And faster with a knife out.
Absolutely.
So, you know, that I think goes without saying here. The fact that's coming in, oh man, I'm stoked. That's so good.
Some gameplay here, which has been awesome to see everyone playing Resurgence on Area 99, but saw some things happening in the winner circle and the MP matches. But Ted, emotes and sprays also coming.
We had them in the early days of Warzone, but now it's with a twist. So the emotes are third person. To and out, so you can't peek.
No
my man.
Keeping us
emote peeking.
Remember those blackout days?
Yes, right. And then when it comes to the spray, saying earlier about this agency, a big part of agency is that ability to self-express. And one of the things that I asked Lawrence was, my squad sprayed me, so damn Rich and Craig, thank you for that. And I ran around looking like a clown. And I asked Lawrence earlier in the week, I was like,
definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't be
we got you, Ted.
Without that. Before the Gulag matchup starts gives you
that's
an
big
advantage.
Brain. That's big brain thinking.
It's back.
Tag
you can do it.
Like the tag.
Reliving my old birthday.
Oh, that's awesome. That's all right. Well, it stuck out to me with Raven and the work that you guys do. You guys put a lot of attention toward that quality of life, right? Quality of life updates. What are top to bid on and get excited for?
Yeah, over the last couple of years, I think the community's really resonated with. Forward, we've got a massive list for season 1 coming up, but it's also across studio effort. That High Moon and Beanox are watching. If you are, thank you so much for everything that you do for horizontal zip lines. Again, fluidity, really a real focus, and we just can't wait to show.
So much work being put into it.
The patch notes is going to be a big one. So prepare, get a cup of tea and sit down and read the patch notes when they come out.
Well, you know I love me some patch notes, but speaking of Season 1, we know one thing the community has been asking for, Pete, is the return of Battle Royale ranked play. And we had previously said at the end of the year, so I got to ask you, do you have any updates for us?
I sure do. So, you know, we've really evaluated the last few years of what we've been doing with ranked as a system. We've started out with the foundation, and we like the foundation, but we want to build upon that.